Hi everyone, this is Becky here at Aunt Beck's Creations, and you can see in the background, back there, I'll just tilt you a little bit, that I like to share art that's sent to me. And ouch, last month, because today is May 1st, 2024, we did a boho block swap, and I ended up with 3 blocks, and because Kathy wanted to give me one. She wasn't who was supposed to mail it to me or anything. She just wanted to kind of send a block as a thank you. And then my partner that sent to me was Ann Lar, and then I have my own block. Well, my idea was to put the 3 of them in a shadow box together, but that didn't work out. But then I was looking at the Michaels ad, and they had the Studio Decor Fundamentals on sale, 60% off. Plus, I got my senior citizens discount. If you didn't know, if you're senior citizens, go on to michaels.com and sign up to get their rewards and let them know that you're a senior citizen, and you'll get the senior citizen discount. These were part of the sale, and you get 3. There's 3 of them in here, 8x10s, like shadow boxes, and these were less than $12 US. So that's what we're going to do. And this was my block here, and this one was Kathy's here. No, this one was Ann's. This is Ann's. Got them backwards. And then this one was Kathy's. I had them backwards there. So I couldn't pass it up. And we were out last night, and I said, I'm going to swing into Michael's because I think I can get the frames for my boho blocks. And the reason I wanted something that was a shadow box is our pieces have dimension. You can see things stick up, and you couldn't put that in a regular frame where the glass was going to touch. So I wanted something that could take the dimension, because the dimension is part of the fun, right? And then, yeah, Kathy's got that nice chunky tassel on there. So let's see if we're going to open these up and look at them. I don't know if these come with the little board that you can use your T-pins. This is what they use in the framing department. If you want them to do like a shadow box, they use T-pins to hold everything in place. Like if you wanted to do your baby shoes and the christening outfit, you could take it to Michael's, and this is what they do to pin it into the shadow box. I also made labels that I can put inside each frame next to each of our blocks, so I'll always know by just looking who made which one. So let's dig into these. I meant to grab my box cutter. If this doesn't have a mounting board in it, I'll show you how to fix that issue, because I have a scrap of velvet that I got at Joann's in the remnant bin. And if I have to, I'll use it. But I'm kind of hoping I can just pin into these and we can have this project done. All right, so there's the plastic. Okay, these are tricky. There we go. 1, 2. They asked me if I wanted to buy the warranty. I was like, a warranty on frames? No. If I break the glass, I break the glass. I'm really surprised any frames make it anywhere the way they're loaded on the trucks. But anyway, so here is 1 and 2. Take these cardboards off. And they do come with the little hangy things. And it's looking like we may have to use the velvet and such. And 3. So I have 3 of these. Let's just take one that doesn't have this on here. I'm just going to set these on the floor for right now. That way they can't fall any farther. So I'm going to put you down on the table now. Hi, everybody. Let's see. It's Anne and Yolande and Stitch It Pam and Joyce and Leah and Mary Lou and Barbara Clark. And let's see. Did I miss anybody at the top? I think that's all y'all. All y'all. So let's look at getting this open. I can use my box cutter again and push these up so I don't hurt my thumbs. Let's push these little tabs up. I was kind of hoping, but you know, at the price that these were, I was anticipating there not being anything to mount it to. So it's just a piece of that. All right. So really what I really need to do is put a piece of batting in here. Let me see what I can find because I want the batting to come in just a little bit. Wish I had some spray adhesive. Let me see what I've got over here. In the drawer of wonders. I really like this stuff here. I don't know if I've got enough pieces. We'll see how far I get with what I've got here. If I have to, I can substitute something else. All right. I don't think this will fit inside the frame with this all the way to the edge, but I'm just going to trace around this with the Sharpie and cut it out. And then I'll cut it a little bit smaller. Because I need to know how much of this is covered when you put this in here. Looks like 1/4 of an inch. So if I cut this a 1/2 inch smaller than the 8 by 10. So rotary cutter. I gotta move some things. Hang on. Oh. Where is the big ruler? Look, look, look. I'm not as fully prepared as I thought. All right. So I've got a cutting mat down here. So instead of cutting this all the way to the end there, I'm going to cut this at 9.5 this way. Let's move it farther up because I want to cut the whole thing. And what I'm doing is I'm lining the edge of the ruler up with the side of the material here, and then I'm putting the 9.5 at this end. It's a little off, but I'm not real concerned about that right at this time because this is going in a frame. It's not being made into a quilt block. So there's 9.5 and then 7.5 this way. And you just line up the 7.5 and then line this up, and then we can cut this off. Okay. And then I really need a way. If I had spray adhesive, it would be so much easier. And I'm just going to come in that little bit. and stick that in there. So what kind of glue should I use here? I think I have fabric tack. I know I have E6000, and I'm only going to put glue out toward the edge because I don't want any glue in the middle where I'm shoving my pins in. I'll just use E6000. Oh, that's not doing to suit me. My glue may be too old. Okay. Quickly put that lid on there. Now, the fun part, trying not to get glue all over myself. I'll turn it this way so that it's easier for you guys to see. And I am getting glue on myself. I got some glue on me. I might go ahead and cut these and then set them aside and let the glue set up a little bit, and we'll move on to the next one. That way I can do all the parts that's kind of gluey at once. Oh, I just want one baby wipe. Hi, Sharon Lombard. Hi, Chris. All right, so that's frame number 1. So I'm going to set that over there. Let's cut another piece of this. All right, let's cut the shorter way here. I think I might have just enough. So let's cut it at the 7.5 this way. I don't know if I'm going to eke it out or not. How wide is it this way? Okay. I don't know if I'm going to have enough of this to do all 3 of them. If not, I have some other materials in the drawer over there. Because, see, I don't think this is going to be... See, if that little gouge wasn't out, I'd have plenty. But I'll see what else I have in the drawer. So 7.5 and then the 9.5 this way. And I need to open another frame up. Now, I saw these frames in the ad, and I was thinking, gosh, for $12 I could do all 3 frames. That's a done deal for me. All right, let me grab this other one and we'll get it open. I didn't know if this would interest you guys or not, but I want to get it done so I can hang the blocks on the wall. Why am I putting the batting in here? Because I need to have something to pin through. I can't just put those dimensional blocks in here without something to pin them to. So I'm putting the batting in so I have something to pin them to that's soft and gives me a little thickness. Because once I get these together, I want them to stay together for a while. All right, I'll set this down. Hopefully no cat will come through and step in it. All right, back to the crazy E6000 here. If I didn't put something like this behind it, the velvet would just droop over time. And by putting the batting in, it's giving me something to stick to. And this is using up batting scraps as well. And that is why I'm putting batting in. You'll see. All right, so now I need my little awesome. I was hoping someone would find it interesting. This gets the blocks in frames so that they don't get dirty or anything. I have one more frame to do. Have you all, I know we all watch reels and shorts, right? I saw the cutest art display of some children, and it was like in a parade, and they were like dimensional art, and they had like a frame that they held with their arms around them. So it looked like they were actually part of the art. It was really cool. They were like big boxes, and the kids carried them. And they did the backgrounds and everything from famous paintings. It was really pretty cool. Lots of garbage with this project. Howard, I'll let you go out there, but you'll just want back in. All right, so I need something else to put in here. Let me see. I've got this other kind of batting that's a different weight. It'll work though. And I saved these little bits for Hearts of Love, which I haven't made in a while. This is very different feeling, but it'll work. It'll work too. So let's cut this down to the 7.5 by 9.5. And what I'm going to do is cut ish sizes. So that'd be the 9.5 and come down here. And I'll get me a square here. Howard, stop it. Yes, you may go on the porch. Go on. He always asks to go out, and then when you get ready to put him out, he goes like, I changed my mind. I don't want to. So I'm going to flip this whole thing. So these are the fresh cut sides. And now I'm going to line them up at the 9.5 that way and the 7.5 this way. So I will have the piece I need. So I got 7.5 right here and then 9.5 here, so that when I trim it, it'll be perfect. All right. So now we got to put some goop on it. You can see this is a lot thinner than that other, but I'll make it work. Well, he changes his mind more frequently than the other two. Greg's cats don't go out on the porch much. I guess it's because they feel like that's my cat's domain. You'd think they'd start getting along. We've been back down here nearly 5 years. You'd think all 5 of them would come to some form of agreement, although Cole is in right now from the bonus room, sleeping in my recliner. Greg had 2 very long nights. I I told him, I said, you better sleep today or you're going to make yourself sick. Because the last break he had in between shifts, he only got like 2 or 3 hours of sleep yesterday. So I was worried about him all night. And he's got idiots working in the building, and they don't seem to have a problem with breaking things just so they can leave early. They broke a conveyor belt that Greg and his boss had just installed last night. Greg was fuming. I just don't know what's happened with people's work ethic and, being responsible. All right, so now I'm going to go back to the first one because it's had a little bit of time to set up. And I'm going to be brave and bring fabric scissors over here to cut the velvet. I'll set this aside. This is kind of stinky. It's kind of stinky. All right, so now we've got, this was the first one we did, isn't it? I don't know. I've got the velvet here now. This I am not going to glue onto this part. I might cut it to go to the back. All right, which way? This way? This way. This way's top is here. I was feeling for the direction of the velvet, the way it lays flattest. Okay. All right, I'm gonna put this puffy side down. All right, let me get some scissors. I'm going to use double-sided tape here. Am I where you guys can see? Not really. All right, so I've cut it beyond the edges. And this will be, oh, wait a minute. This needs to go here because this will be what I hang from. I'm going to pop that up and get it out of the way right now. And then I'm just going to put double-sided tape right along this top here. And for posterity, there's a bit of cat hair going into the framing. All right. All right, so we don't have a bunch of bulk at the corners. I'm going to cut across at the corner like so. Oh, this bead is great for marking the things, but gets in my way. It does keep the guys from using my scissors on things that they shouldn't. Okay. All right. I might hold on to those velvet because velvet's expensive. All right. So now I'm going to pull just this top piece off if I can get it to come loose. And I'm going to fold this over. And then I'm not going to do this side. You want to work opposite. So I got that. So we're going to come down here. All right. So I'm going to pull this down here. Pull it up. Okay. And of course, Howard wants back in. Now you can do your sides. And hopefully this will still fit in the frame. I'm going to pull this in. I might trim some of that selvage away. I'll have to let him in. He's at that point where he thinks he's gonna die out there. All right, so we'll pull this up and over. Oh my goodness, he's gonna die. You're gonna die? Okay, well come on, I'll save you. Jeez. He's as safe as he can be on that porch. Just gonna trim some of that weight away. Okay. There. All right, let's see if I can make it fit in here before I go much farther. I think I can get it down in there. Yeah, I'm going to be able to get it back in there. It might take a little slight bend of this to get it past the prongs, but here we go. So there's my top. I can push that back down. And of course, it's picked up cat hair and everything else. All right, so got Kathy's here. So I can put this on here like so. And we're going to use the T-pins, which are here somewhere. Okay. I know, poor Howard. There we go. That gets you guys all in the right area. All right. T-pins. Now, a T-pin looks like the letter T. And I'm just going to come in underneath here. And not through the top side. Trying to get into the back of her fabric. There we go. And you go in at an angle and you tuck the T-pin in behind where you don't see it, and it holds it in place. So you get it toward the back of the piece and then tuck it all the way in so you don't see it. And because this has dangles, I'm going to put 4 pins in it. Let's see, where can I get in here? I want to be where I can hide the T-pin. I'm just getting into the back of her piece so the pin doesn't show. And then I'm going into the batting and the velvet. And see, that holds it in place. Do this side. It's kind of hard to get where I can show this and still see what I'm doing. All right, and then I need to put, look out, Pippi. Come on, go do something besides bother me. Y'all were sound asleep until I started doing stuff. All right, and I've got Kathy's name here. So I'm just going to cut this off. I'm going to leave a little space on each side. Now, if you had some decorative pins, you could use a decorative pin. But I was going to kind of slide that like right in like that, and maybe just use some T-pins to hold it. Or a T-pin, maybe two. Yeah, because it'll pop up. You won't be able to see it. But if you had something decorative you could put on there, you could cover those T-pins up, but I'm okay with it. Let's back that one out and get it like so. All right. So that's why I put the batting in, so I'd have something to pin into. And see, now it doesn't come off. All right, now the fun part. Let's see if we can get it to go back in here. There's that. And there's one of them. There should be another one right here. And we'll just shove that down in there as good as we can get it. Because we've added a bunch of thickness with the velvet and all. It's all in there, so we'll just push these back down. And this will pop out just a little bit more, and voila. There's Kathy's piece, all framed, ready to go on the wall. All right, so let's do Anne and mine. And I just think this is a great way to share your friend's art, and it gives you inspiration. Here, let me bring you guys up so you can see it framed. Ta-da! Looks professional, doesn't it? So let's do the other two. I just love seeing my friends' art on my walls, so I try to find ways to hang them, and I'm not sure where I'm going to hang them. If this starts sagging, I'll go in and put another T-pin at the top of it. I could do that, but I think it looks good. I'm going to just set it up over here for right now to get it so it doesn't get wonked on by a cat. And then we'll have to think, where do I want to hang them? Because they've got to be up on the wall as soon as they're done. So let's grab another back here. And we'll cut another piece of velvet. I got this velvet for next to nothing. And I got to feel which way the nap goes again, because I've moved it around. Where did I cut that other piece out? Right here. So okay. Got too much weight. There we go. All right. Cat hair. Imagine that. Imagine that. So, this way. All right. Okay. Cutting the bulk off the corners. Sorry if my arm gets in the way. Just trimming these corners off. All right. Bring this down some so you guys can see. I've just cut the fabric. And now we'll put the double-sided tape down. Whoops. You might think that this isn't enough to hold the velvet, but when it's pressed into the frame helps hold the velvet in place. Now, if you don't want to buy frames, you could recycle packaging and kind of make a little frame and use some other kind of packaging as your glass. Just something to keep dust and dirt off your stitched piece. So again, we're going to start up here. Bring the fabric evenly as you can get it over the top. I didn't lift my little thing up above there. There we go. I'm going to do the opposite end. Don't just go around it because you'll end up with an uneven finish. And nobody wants that. Okay. Hi, Mary. Anne was asking about the kittens. All right, so here's the kitten's story. I thought the mother had moved them, and then Scott spotted them over in the neighbor's yard by the cast-off water heater. And then we looked, and somebody had given them water and put out these funny little, like cat houses, I guess, over there by the old hot water heater. And then I swear I heard somebody talking with the kittens. So it's like they've claimed the kittens back next door. So that's why I say I'm between a rock and a hard place, because I don't want to get in trouble now. They're still evidently thinking they're their cats. And Dee Dee's right. You just can't spay or neuter your neighbor's cats. So the only alternative this gives me is to do like you said and make an anonymous call, because this is just getting ridiculous. And you guys know how much I love cats, but there comes a point where you have to say something. It's not fair to all the rest of us homeowners to have a cat colony. You know, it's just not fair. All right, so there's another piece of velvet. Oh, that one's got some creases in it. We're going to be okay with it. We'll put mine on that one. So here's my little piece. And I've got to bring mine down a little bit because I got crazy and added some at the top. Little fringe up here. And I don't know that I have left myself enough. Probably going to see the T-pins on mine. I'm just going to pin that down in there. You're going to see them a little bit. And I am going to put another one because mine's heavy. I'm going to put one up here. I think I got these T-pins like at the dollar store, Dollar General. And then I'll put one here. I'll put one over here. Trying to see. I've been looking periodically at my back wall behind me where everybody's art is. There's a piece of cat here right there. Where can I put these as 3 in a row? I don't think they'll fit next to the cork board. They might fit up above it next to Dee Dee's Blue Jay. I might have to move the Blue Jay over. I'm going to see what I can do. Now I need my name tag that I've printed. What did I do with the cutter? Just stay down for right now, buddy. This way, I can look and I can say, oh, we did that boho block swap in 2024. The printer acted kind of weird on these. And I did leave that where he can't get up. I'm sorry, Tippy. He's sneezing because of the E6000, I think. Might need to open the back door and air it out in here. The cats are disapproving of E6000. So I can put my name there. All right. So I just have ands left to do here. So I'm going to pin this in. I don't want to go through the cardboard. I just want to go through that batting I put in there. If I remember right, this is the one with the thin batting. It's better to get the more dense, I think. Or even some craft foam would be good. But I'm going to make this work. All right, so now I'm going to put mine in its frame. This was just such a great deal at Michael's. Oh, I hope I've put it on there the right way. I did. Yay. Yay me. All right, pop this back in here. You can hear the beads hitting the glass. They'll flop back down. And then we'll push these back down to hold this in. Okay, and so there's mine all framed up. These are going to be awesome. I might open Kathy's back up and put another T-pin at the top because I feel like it will droop over time if I don't. So let's see if I can get this back apart one more time without these little tabs breaking apart. That's the bad part about the frames where the little things fold over. If you do it too many times, you know, metal will break if you bend it back and forth, right? So I do want to put one more T-pin at the top up here on hers because I feel like it's got enough weight. I'll just put that in there and that'll just hold it. Oops. That was an easy fix. Now I worry less about that just drooping and just give it a shake and her shells will all go down. So there's Kathy Whitney. So now we can put ands in. And I'll have all three of these framed up. And Scott will come in and be all impressed. And I'm just like, it's just basic framing. It's nothing really. So I've got my little piece here. And because I left it there, I know exactly which way it needs to go. This was a really cheap remnant that day. A velvet must have been on sale because I got this big old piece for like $3. It's got a little bit of wrinkling in it, but it's for display purposes only. All right. Sorry I'm out of shot. Everybody must be just watching. The chat's not moving. Or you're on your phones and it's impossible to type on a phone because the phone thinks it's smarter than you are. It drives me batty. And I have plenty of velvet for other projects here still. I'm going to set this aside. So I made the second knit blouse yesterday. I'll share that on Friday. And I've made progress on our first stitch of our crochet along that we started yesterday for the narrow row Afghan we'll put together when the weather starts cooling off. I might just keep going and learning stitches throughout the summer And then I could make maybe, 2 or 3 lap gowns or crib blankets. All right. So let's get this over here. And we'll cut these corners off. That'll be all right. Don't worry about getting it perfectly cut the first time because you can trim it off. You've been watching me do that. All right. You can see me. Uh-oh. There we go. All right. Put this stuff. Ugh, it grabbed every bit of the cut off velvet. Pull that out of the way. My sister, she's the one that's the potter and the art teacher. She comes up with really unique ways to display her students' work. I thought it was really cool how my two sisters, the teachers, one at the university level that's a runner, and my elementary school art teacher sister got together, and because Rhonda is a runner, she told Robin about the art contest for the children's race section, and 2 of Robin's students won, and their art was put on the children's racing tees for the Governor's Cup, which I thought was really cool. I need to let them know how cool I thought that was, because I'm not real good about praising anybody like my sisters. I don't think to do it. I just think they should know that I appreciate them. But, unless you say it, sometimes people don't know. They don't hear it. And we all carry enough self-doubt. Don't need to doubt yourself. If you're doing the best you can, you're doing a great job. Don't be so self-critical. I think the most important thing is, are you finding joy in what you're doing? It's not in, oh, this is perfect. There is no such thing as perfect. Nothing is perfect. There's not a perfect thing on this planet. If there was, all the flowers would be in rows. They'd all be the same shade of blue. They'd all be the same height. Perfect. Perfection is not something to strive for. I just don't think so. Just do your best and it will be fine. I think life has too many rules. I think you need to just find what makes you happy and do it. But be kind. You don't have to be a jerk or a nutter going cray-cray over nothing. Let's see here. Nobody's going to see this, but I don't want it flopping around. So I'll just trim it off. I've been watching Karen videos. That's why I said that. Oh my God, the things people get themselves involved in that's none of their business. It's just like, oh my God, do you not have a life? I mean, seriously. Quit being so invested in your made up rules. Maybe that other person just doesn't agree with your rules. It's okay. Doesn't mean they hate you. It means they just don't want to follow the exact same rules that you do. Sorry, going off on a tirade. I'll stop. Oh, Kathy's has got a few little lines in it too. But not Kathy's, Ann's. Ann and I have lines on ours. That's okay. We don't mind flaws, do we, Ann? Flaws are fine. Just makes us feel more perfect, I guess. Encouragement is always welcome. You are so right. I think I can hide a T-pin on Ann's because Ann gave me lots of stuff on the edges to hide the T-pins. See, disappeared. There's nothing there. And I'll do this corner over here. See if I can get in between Ann's beautiful layers here. This one might be a little visible. Just trying to get to the back. Okay, it's not wanting to go in. There we go. All right, now get in between the layers and hide. Some of that's going to show a little bit. I don't know how the T-pins get so stuck together. And used batiks. This one I might not have any. Oh, right there. There's a good place to hide the T of the T-pin. Then we just shove it in there and hide that under that edge. And then we'll hide this one on this side if I can, or as much of it as I can. Some of it's showing, not a lot. And then I need Ann's name to put down here. Oh, it was kind of funny how the printer did. It's like it left all this bits on the top part of this paper. And then when it got down to Ann's name where it was being printed, it's not as smudged out as Kathy and mine was. I didn't know if anybody else knew how to do dimensional art in frames. So that's another reason I wanted to do this for you guys. Give you some ideas. And yours is going to hide behind a little bit, I think, or I'm not going to be able to see it. I'll put some T-pins in here. Okay. See, I'm not going into the back of the thing. That it's going into that batting I put in there. Okay. Now we can get Ann's frame up here. All right. It'd be funny if I put it on upside down. It'd be so Ann, wouldn't it? But I didn't. I got it. I got it. I still keep thinking about the that little meme I saw about your art should not match your drapes. Your art should speak to your heart. And I just think I love that idea. So I just want to plaster my walls with things to look at and good conversation starters. That's what art is. All right. So Ann, there you are, all framed up. And we did that in 30 minutes. I framed 3 things in 30 minutes. If you have a Michaels near you, they have these frames. The 3-pack is 60% off. So, and it's so easy to frame with these shadow boxes like this, the dimensional stuff, and that some of Ann's beads are hung up. Just give it a shake. There we go. I got them back down where they belong. Let me see if I can back out and we can get all 3 of these on here. Oh, utility, back out, refresh. Yolanda will be on in 30 minutes. All right, one of my sewing ladies has got a video up of some of the things she's been sewing. I got to find some place to put those minute pieces of velvet because there's something I could definitely do. So Ann was who mailed to me. And then I'm going to put mine on the wall in between Ann's and Kathy's. And let's just pull you guys up in the air so you can see all 3 of them together. plus Tippy. Honey, they don't want to see your butt. Hang on a minute. Let me go get Kathy's. Why are you guys being so needy today? It's like they think there's something wrong with me. And, you know, they say you should always listen to your animals. Honey. So there you guys go. All together. We're all together. I'll hang you in a row just like that on the wall. And we'll go do something else next Wednesday. I can't really do much outside the house because our truck needs brakes. So the truck is what's sitting in the driveway, and Scott's got the car. So I'll have to go grocery shopping tonight when he gets home. All right. So I hope that was interesting to some and knowledgeable for others. And frame your friends' art. Get it up on your walls so you can be inspired by them. And yeah, he's just looking at me with so much love. Come over here. Aren't you? Look at Mama with love. You good boy? Uh-oh. Hi. He's purring. Can you guys hear him? All right, guys, I'm going to let you go. I'm only going to be on a short time today. So thanks for watching. And keep that art where you can see it. Don't hide it away in a box. See you later, alligators.